affected your life?
Major, wide question. Well, it's the reason we have this business in town. It's the reason tourists come here, and they have a direct and indirect effect on everybody's lives here. Our economy is largely agricultural. Agriculture is our primary economic driver. But tourism more and more is starting to gain a big percentage of our economy. It's filling up motels, it's restaurants, it's fuel, it's souvenirs, it's entertainment. It's driven by tourists primarily now. We have tourists in here from literally all over the world on a very frequent basis. Wednesday night, 2 weeks ago, for instance, which would have put it about the first week in May, maybe the second week in May, on a Wednesday night, as an owner, I get access to the people and I ask them where they're from, and when it started catching on that they were from everywhere, I got on the stage, so I had a complete list. We had 11 foreign countries, 4 of which were represented here by more than one group. Australia was represented by 4 groups, and then we had 15 states of the United States represented here. The countries were everything from Canada to Colombia, South America, to Belgium, to Poland, to Norway, and France, England, Italy, and others in between. So tourists are pouring into Clarksdale, and now we've given them a place to enjoy. They used to come here with some frequency, but not as big a numbers as they do now.
So can you tell me maybe one of the most unexpected happy things that has happened here since you've been an owner?
Unexpected happenings. Well, we get a lot of unexpected famous visitors, but I guess an unexpected happening is one of those famous visitors. We turned him away at the door because our security man didn't know who he was, and we were doing something in here for Irish television, and their sound man was really a fickle kind of guy, and he wanted it absolutely quiet, and our front door rattles a bit, so when Paul Simon came up and leaned on the door, we had to shoo him away. I didn't know he was there. I ought to ask him in, of course. But in the meantime, we have let a lot of people in. Everybody from Gene Simmons to Jerry Lee Lewis to Dan Aykroyd to Elvis Costello to Robert Plant to the group Blondie. I mean, musician after musician, famous and otherwise, have come in here. We've had 31 DVDs shot in here. One went country #1. Steve Azar did. He's sort of a crossover blues country guy. And we have been on television numerous times around the world. So all these things are rather, well, initially they were unexpected, but now they're pretty routine. Except telling Paul to leave. If he comes back, we'll welcome him in.
Maybe you should give him a free beer or 2.
We may do that. Just to Memphis to start. You know, Muddy Waters left here and went to St. Louis and said, hey, this place isn't any bigger than Clarksdale.
Right.
He came back. And then he left again and went to Chicago, and that time it stuck.
That time it worked.
And then he, of course, went electric and did all the great songs that turned into big hits and called race records around the world. But the diaspora, that huge migration out of here, he ended up largely in Chicago. On the 4th of July, there are as many Illinois license plates around here as Coahoma County, it looks like.
Wow, there you go. We got an Illinois plate out there right now. Well, that's part of it, what we're doing with it too, is the railroad was a huge part of that.
It was, and these depots played a big part. The freight depot is where the Blues Museum is, the passengers on the other side. And a lot of musicians left here on the rail.
Yep.
See y'all later.
See you.